Jean Knickie here. Today, we're going to look at what the latest science says about alcohol and your health. The alarm has been sounding on the health effects of alcohol, but is it as alarming as they say? Let's delve into this. Whether you're pouring a round of drinks, savoring a glass of wine, or enjoying a brew with close companions, drinking alcohol is so intertwined with our social and cultural rituals that it often goes unquestioned. Yet, more and more the science is pointing to the health risks of alcohol. In January, the U.S. Surgeon General issued an urgent health advisory, ranking alcohol as the third leading cause of cancer, right after tobacco and obesity. This news mirrors what happened back in 1964 when the U.S. General at the time sparked a pivotal change in how we perceive health and social norms when he boldly stated that tobacco is linked to cancer. For decades, cigarette smoking was socially acceptable, with little awareness of the damage it was doing. Fast forward to today, and we are facing a similar wake-up call, this time with alcohol. The new health advisory challenges the way we've long viewed alcohol consumption as a harmless enjoyment, particularly in moderation. But with new data shedding light on the risks, it begs the question, is it time to take a closer look at our relationship with alcohol? With insights from a range of health experts, we dive into the question and offer practical tips for those looking to dial back their drinks. For much of history, alcohol has walked a thin line between remedy and risk. Once celebrated as medicine, now known to carry hidden dangers. The alcohol beverages emerged in China around 7000 BC. But it wasn't until the 16th century that alcohol became deeply embedded in daily life. Ancient Egyptians were toasting with beer. Greeks sipped wine at philosophical debates. Medieval monks brewed beer as a spiritual practice, and alcohol was once used as a safe alternative to questionable water sources. Jump ahead a few years and we've seen it all. From the hush-hush speakeasies of prohibition to the glittering cocktail culture immortalized by Hollywood. For decades, alcohol was sold as a social aid, a stress reliever, and even a heart health enhancer. Often praised in the Mediterranean diet for its supposed benefits when enjoyed as a glass of wine. But lately, science has shaken up this narrative. Today, the conversation is shifting thanks to mounting evidence showing alcohol's direct link to cancer, liver disease, and even mental health problems. While alcohol may have a deep cultural legacy, it doesn't get a free pass when it comes to our health. Let's look at what the latest science says. Alcohol is a known carcinogen that increases the risk of at least 7 types of cancer, including breast, colon, liver, mouth, esophagus, voice box, and throat cancers. The U.S. Surgeon General tells it to us straight. Alcohol now ranks as the 3rd leading preventable cause of cancer in the United States. It's responsible for around 100,000 cases and 20,000 deaths each year. Though it may be tempting to toss this risk aside, the reality is that alcohol's connection to cancer isn't just about the statistics, it's rooted in biology. When alcohol is metabolized, it produces acetaldehyde, which is a toxic byproduct that damages DNA and prevents cells from repairing themselves, creating the perfect storm for cancer development. But it doesn't stop there. Alcohol also throws your hormones out of balance, spiking estrogen levels and upping breast cancer risks. On top of that, it drains your body of vital nutrients needed to fight off damage, leaving you even more vulnerable to cancer development. But these effects only kick in when you down too many drinks, right? Guess again. Studies show that even 1 drink a day increases your risk. Although drinking in moderation is often encouraged, the evidence tells a different story. There's no safe level of alcohol consumption when it comes to cancer risk. So let's take a look at the heart disease risk. Drinking in moderation poured into popularity with the belief that sipping on wine could benefit your heart health. For years, we were told that a glass of red wine keeps the cardiologist away, right? But science is making it clear that's a myth, not a healthy strategy. So, what's the real deal? The idea that moderate alcohol is heart healthy came from flawed studies full of confounding variables. Many moderate drinkers in these studies also had healthier lifestyle overall. They exercised, ate nutritious foods, and had better access to health care. Meanwhile, heavier drinkers often had additional health risks, making alcohol look better than it actually is. So here's the truth. Alcohol, even in small amounts, can elevate blood pressure and weaken the heart muscle, leading to increased risk of heart disease, stroke, and heart failure over time. So if you've been winding down with a glass of wine in hopes of protecting your heart, the latest research suggests it may be doing more harm than good. So this brings us to anxiety, depression, and cognitive decline risks. Drinking may seem like a way to calm life's storms, but it often adds more weight to the burdens we're trying to lighten. People often drink to cope with anxiety or depression, but alcohol actually disrupts our brain chemistry, making these conditions worse long term. Recent studies have identified mechanisms by which alcohol alters gamma amino butyric acid, which is termed GABA, and glutamate systems, which explains why anxiety often worsens after drinking. Now, I've experienced this on several levels working as a behaviorist. Alcohol is a depressant, and our body produces cortisol and adrenaline to counteract its effects. This means that as you sip to find relief from anxiety, you're actually reinforcing a loop that keeps you tethered to the emotions you're trying to outrun. As a result, you end up feeling more anxious the next day. Drinking to cope with negative emotions is one of the strongest predictors of developing alcohol use disorder. The irony is, every glass chips away at your brain's natural ability to manage those feelings. But it's not just about how you feel. It's also about how alcohol impacts your memory. New research indicates alcohol specifically targets the hippocampus, affecting both short-term memory formation and the consolidation of memories during sleep. New research indicates alcohol specifically targets the hippocampus, affecting both short-term memory formation and the consolidation of memories during sleep. This not only impacts daily cognitive function, but may also contribute to poor decision-making around drinking itself, creating a challenging cycle to break. Now let's look at liver damage. The liver bears much of the brunt, as it's responsible for breaking down alcohol and removing toxins from the body. Over time, alcohol can pile on the pressure, causing the liver to become overloaded and inflamed. This sets the stage for fatty liver disease, alcohol hepatitis, and in the worst case scenario, cirrhosis, where the liver is scarred beyond repair and its ability to function goes downhill. So let's take a look at immune suppression. Alcohol takes a toll on the immune system, leaving the body more susceptible to infections and slower healing. Chronic drinking lowers the production of white blood cells, your body's natural defense system, increasing the risk of illnesses like pneumonia, tuberculosis, and even COVID. Let's look at what alcohol does to sleep disruption. If you think that nightcap is helping you to sleep, it's actually doing the opposite. While alcohol may make you feel drowsy, it fragments sleep cycles and suppresses REM sleep. The deep stage crucial for memory, learning, and cognitive function. Alcohol reduces sleep quality by increasing nighttime awakenings and decreasing restorative sleep. Newer research shows it also disrupts our slow wave sleep, which is crucial for physical restoration and memory consolidation. So, what can we do about it? Now that you know the science, it's hard to ignore that the pull to drink still lingers. Even with the logical awareness of the consequences. After all, alcohol is deeply woven into our social celebrations, cultural traditions, and even daily routines. But perhaps for a moment, you may pause to reflect on your habits, how the last drink made you feel, and how it might impact your health in the future. If you're considering cutting back, here are a few simple, actionable steps you can take to limit or completely avoid alcohol. Taking a break from alcohol has now become more socially acceptable than ever before. You can start with a 30 to 90-day break to get a clear picture of your relationship with alcohol. This period allows you to identify triggers and develop new coping mechanisms. It's about digging into whether those triggers are emotional, tied to your environment, linked to certain exposures, or even connected to certain times of the day or year. If it would be helpful, please consider reaching out to a professional or someone close to you to guide and hold you accountable. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to like and subscribe for more educational videos. Thank you.